I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So Tom, can you tell us a little bit to start off about your history in the transportation industry?
Yes. Currently, I have over 20 years industry experience. During that time, I've been very fortunate to have had the opportunity to learn the industry from the ground up, starting with scheduling, routing, and dispatching functions, progressing to managing multiple operations or areas of the country, along with that, designing and selling solutions across several industry verticals, including everything from final mile delivery, chemicals, retail, manufacturing.
Sounds like you're definitely well positioned, Tom, to speak to us about risk management in the transportation industry. So I think this is going to be great. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about AIM Integrated Logistics?
Yeah. So AIM Integrated Logistics is the logistics division of AIM Transportation Solutions. Our product is service, and that service is to provide turnkey, customized delivery solutions for your business. The design, implementation, and execution of those solutions are all backed by our experience and our professional infrastructure. To put it simply, we act as your private fleet while minus the risk and exposure of operating that fleet.
That's great. So basically, you're dealing with the risk so other companies don't have to.
That is correct. Yes.
Fantastic. So to kind of touch on what we're going to touch on in the webinar, what do you believe the major risk factors are involved in operating a fleet of drivers and trucks for these operators?
Yeah, so the risk that we've identified as the most prominent include, but again, not limited to, liability to the general public, the employees of the company, the equipment, as well as the environment itself. So that would be the first one I would name. You also risk your brand. You have the service component, and also undesirable press from poor service. Equipment and resource utilization. How do you manage that? Don't overwork it. Don't underwork it. And how do you scale it? That would be another risk I would call out. You obviously have the compliance and regulations that the DOT set forth with regards to being a carrier, the equipment itself, the employees, and any contractors if you use contractors. You risk the capital investments. If you're not a trucking company, you're risking that capital in something that might not be your core competency. Maybe best to use that money somewhere else. And then the employees, the development of both the management and the delivery capacity. It would be a risk as well.
Well, those are definitely a lot of different areas where you have exposure. So do you plan on the webinar on kind of discussing how to reduce risk from all of those different areas?
Yes. Trucking, like many other businesses, is risky. I don't know that there's any one single action you could take to eliminate all risk, but between myself, Larry Strugowski, and Ron Gillum, you're getting over 75 years of industry proven best practices. And we hope that the audience can take one or two ideas from the webinar and implement it to the respective organizations.
That sounds fantastic. So kind of like off of that, without giving too much away, if you had to say one singular way that operators could reduce risk, what would that be?
That one thing would definitely be people. Specifically, the driver selection is huge. Who it is that you hire and continue to employ is vitally important to your success. That being said, we still have an obligation as a motor carrier to support those people via the solution, the compliance, and the technology if we want them to be successful. So,
all right. Sounds like exciting stuff. I am very excited, and I look forward to getting the full story on this from you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern at AIM's webinar focused on risk management for fleet operators. So I will see you then, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess.
Bye-bye.
Bye.